Session, and in that session we are today going to take up meditation, our main subject, in relation to the role of meditation in our well-being. Last time we talked about the subject of various method what we use or adopt for our physical well-being, and does those various method work for us or not. Because what we talk about in our Ayurvedic principle, that whatever we are making an effort for, whatever we are trying to adopt, we must evaluate that whether it is really doing any good to me or not. So when it comes now towards the mental ailment, meditation has become nowadays one of the most acceptable way of getting over some of the mental issues, whether they are simple anxieties, worries, stress, depression, various emotions of frustration, anger, jealous, hatred, panic attack, or even sleep issues. And people feel that by getting into meditation, I can feel more and more in control of these issues what I am going through. And as we see, yoga has become such a big practice in the whole world nowadays, and in yoga, meditation also is one of the component which many yogis try to get into. And the same is with the Ayurvedic philosophy, because this component of meditation is an integral part of Ayurveda and yoga. But saying so, in present days, many of us, either different modalities practitioner or mainstream medical system, or even us as an individual, have started adopting meditation as one technique to get over some of our issues. But question comes up, when we are into meditation, do we ever evaluate that whatever I am doing, whatever type of meditation I am doing, is it really helping me to overcome those problems for which I am using this meditation technique? If it is really helping, then no question, one need to carry on. But if in spite of being into meditation for months and months and months, I still go through the same level of stress, panic attack, have to be on antidepressant pills, or have to be on sleeping pills, my blood pressure is always up, I always still have the atrial fibrillation happening to me, my heart is always racing, I still have a jealous and hatred towards other, then I need to sit and ask myself, whatever I am doing on the name of meditation, is it working, or do I need to evaluate it, or need to find or make a fine tune with that, or need to find why it is not working? So that is something we will be discussing in our today's discussion, that how meditation should be, or if it is not working, why it is not working. As I shared before, that meditation is one of the many techniques and regimes what Ayurveda advise in relation to the psychological problems. And in that respect, Ayurveda recognize and put so much focus on the role of mind in the mental ailment. Even though our Western medicine does not fully acknowledge and recognize the existence of mind, but in many respects now they have started accepting it. One of the major component of medical practice now is functional doctors or integrative medicine. Those who are adopting those methods, in that meditation for the psychological problem has been accepted very widely, and those practitioners advise to their client to get into meditation, do some meditation. But the sad part is that those clients who are advised by those doctors or various practitioners still not able to achieve the outcome what they are looking for. In the same way, many people themselves will be getting into meditation and feel that I am in peace. But if they go a little bit more away from that feeling on external level and look at a little bit more deeper in themselves, they still will recognize that they are churning from inside still. They still have that element of anxiety, worries, stress, and they have that reactive nature where they can burst on small issues very quickly and not able to think before they talk or react to something. So then question get asked to them, or one need to ask the question to themselves, that whatever method I am using, it means it is not really giving me the outcome what I am looking for. And when you ask those people closely that what for you do meditation, many of us will answer that I am doing meditation in the form of just putting my earplugs and lie on the beach, listen to the music, or enjoy the nature, or listen to the birds sound, or listen to the seas waves, how they're coming up and down, and I feel so calm. No question asked. What they are trying to do, they are achieving it great, and that's where for them that is a form of meditation, but that is just for momentarily to enjoy that environment, surroundings, to be relaxed and be in the moment. But when they come out, they are in the same old environment, either workplace or family part or personal, and then those issues which are bothering them, either their sleep issues or stress or anxieties or panic attack, it is still there, but that is not their fault, because they have not used that meditation technique for those problems anyway. They went for meditation for 15 minutes to enjoy in a more relaxed environment, and that's the outcome they got it. They were in those moments. So that's fine. Some might say that I am getting into meditation by getting more into doing my gardening, and gardening is a meditation for me because I can focus into my gardening, I can focus into the well-being of my flowers, my vegetables, what I'm trying to grow. Perfectly fine. But unfortunately, meditation has more to offer, and that is where Ayurvedic philosophy help us to understand that what actually meditation do and how one can utilize and experience the real benefit of it. Meditation, as I shared before, is profoundly a method used by Ayurvedic practitioner to advise anyone who is going through various sufferings in their life to bring their mind into more line with the body. That is what we call as mind, body and soul harmony. But on the name of that, when many practitioners, whether they are functional medicine doctors or integrative medicines practitioners or so-called naturopaths or other practitioners or yoga therapist practitioners, when they are advising meditation to their client or they are doing for themselves, they must sit and review that if our client still have to suffer from their problem for what I am advising them to do meditation, is it something there is a gap in my advice, or those who adopt that various technique to overcome these problems, they need to sit and ask themselves that whatever I am doing, what are the gaps in my procedures method. Now the first thing what each one of us need to remember, when I am trying to talk about bringing mind in line with the body, means I am using meditation technique to still my mind, calm my mind, bring the mind in harmony with the body. So when we are trying to bring something more calm and stable and still and clear it from all the clutter of various thoughts which are going in my mind all the time, which are becoming the core cause of my all these issues which I am suffering from, that is the one method I am trying to use, by sitting in whatever posture for whatever time, by closing my eyes and try to utilize whatever the method has been given to me or I have picked up from Google or from other books or other various friends and other people. But the second component of it, which relate that what stimulate my mind, now that is very clear. Like we have our body and mind is a part of our body. As your mind require, as your body require regular food for its existence, same way mind require regular food for its normal functioning. And when we know our body and try to become more and more aware that what kind of food I need to feed my body, for that I try to follow various kind of diets, try to select various good quality food, organic food, superfood or other ways, raw vegetables or this and that. Having that awareness is only so that I can keep my body in a much more balanced state and don't let the problems build. In the same way, there are various compatible and incompatible food for our mind also. But the problem is, even though many of us has now accepted that mind play a big role in our mental problem, and we try to utilize various methods, and meditation is one of the methods to control the mind and stabilize the mind. But then this is where the full stop comes up. We don't even know what is the quality of the mind, what are the characteristics of the mind, what kind of food our mind need. It's like simple way, you are preparing to start your fight against your enemy, and you are planning how I should be going into this war. But then at the end of the day, you are not even aware who is your enemy, and even when you know the enemy is there, but then you don't know about that enemy's qualities, weaknesses, positive, anything. So how you can prepare your strategy? And that's where the downfall comes up. And that is where you will see role of Ayurveda comes up, which gives you that much in-depth understanding that you do meditation, whatever type of meditation you want to do, whether you focus on your breathing, whether you focus on your chakras, whether you want to do visualization, whether you want to do a music meditation, that is all fine. But you must know what you are feeding to your mind. And on a simple level, we talk about to something which I am trying to calm, make it clear, make it stable, I am giving different kind of stimulant. Either it is in the form of coffee, either it is in the form of alcohol, either it is in the form of marijuana, or it is in the form of various drugs. So when I am giving mind altering drugs and activities and different food, how I can expect that my mind will be stable? It is the simple way, you're trying to go 2 steps forward and 4 steps backward. You will end up nowhere. And that is one thing. Whether I accept it or not accept it, that is your call. But reality is that. And that is what our problems are in present day's world. We want to accept only what suits me. I want to modify everything which has the power to help us. But we want to do in our own way. And when someone is trying to help you, advise you, you start getting into, or we means, when I say you means we all are in the same boat, that we start thinking that this is too hard, I need to go my way, and then outcome will be zero or negative. And then we criticize that this philosophy, that principle, that method does not work. It is no way. Meditation alongside the other component of Ayurveda, as we talk about, is the most strongest tool which can help people to get out of that darkness which is the core cause of the problems what we are suffering in the present world. And that is why we always say that nowadays mental problems are more than the physical. And even though for physical problems we all are becoming more and more aware, but for mental problems we are not that much aware. And even though we might be aware, the method and the effort what we try to put forth are not conducive. They are not giving us the result, and the result is not coming only because of my shortcomings, my inability to understand that how I should be utilizing that method. And that's where you will find that one must know, one must understand that what is the correct method of meditation. And especially when I'm talking about to correct these pathologies, because there are two aspects of the meditation which we all need to understand. One method we call is we do meditation on a daily basis for God realization, because that is the purpose of our human life. We come in this world in the form of human to achieve one goal, what we call as our separation from our supreme or our ultimate, and that is what we call as God realization. But God realization no one can achieve unless or until we have self-realization. And what is self-realization? Self-realization is in a simple method, simple process in which you can understand about yourself. You can understand about the purpose of your life. You can understand the surroundings around you. You can become a good human being. So when you look at good human being does not mean that you make a good body by fighting with the machines all the time in the gym. Good human being does not mean that you need to put special kind of creams on your face and you should be all the time in shining state. That does not mean that. Good human being does not mean that you can have a good clothes on your body. Does not mean that if you are eating in a golden plate. Good human being or self-realization is when you will be more and more aware about people around you, how you react with them, how you communicate with them, how you are there for them when they need help. And this principle is easily achievable if we follow Ayurveda's first lesson, in which it has given us the four aims of our life: to follow dharma, artha, kama, moksha. If one can evaluate these on day by day, they ultimately, without much effort, can achieve the last goal, which is moksha. Moksha means liberation from the shackles of death and birth, and merge with the supreme. But even though that might not be my goal, self-realization is goal of every individual, so that I can overcome the problems what I am going in my life of a mental level, which is again your anxieties, worries, stress, depression. You won't rely or you will not require using antidepressant or other psychiatric medicines if your method of overcoming these problems are correct. And one of the method which we are talking today is the meditation. And that is why for this problem in Ayurveda there are clinical guided meditation techniques has been advised. And when you visit an Ayurvedic practitioner, he or she will be able to give you in a right type of meditation based on your imbalances, based on your constitution. If you are going through fear, loneliness, anxiety, then there is a specific type of meditation. If you are having feeling of rejection, lack of recognition, not able to achieve something in your life, there is a different meditation technique for those emotions. If you are suffering from the fifth chakra blockages, which is related with your inability to express yourself, or the thyroid problem, there is a different kind of meditation technique for that. So Ayurveda help you to adopt right type of meditation technique so that you can overcome your problem as well as enjoy your life the way you want to live. It's just the same effort which you might be putting in different ways and not able to get the right outcome. That is what the purpose of this discussion is, that you must sit, must evaluate that why, in spite of doing my meditation without fail on a daily basis, I am not able to achieve the right outcome. And those practitioners who have been trained traditionally in all these principles, they will be able to guide you, they will be able to walk along with you to achieve your ultimate goal. And when I say traditional Ayurveda, because that is where you will find these principles. Otherwise, on the name of Ayurveda, you might again find there are so many kind of practitioners out who will be pretending themselves to be an Ayurvedic practitioner, and they themselves suffer from depression or anxieties or panic attack and will be on the sleeping pill, and then in their clinic they will be trying to advise you on those methods. Then they don't have any idea what actually they are trying to do. So only those practitioners who have the knowledge of traditional Ayurveda, no matter wherever they are in the world, there are people who follow Ayurvedic principles, but in true totality they can lead you, they can guide you what one should do for their mental ailment, and they will be the one who will say, don't trust me, don't think whatever I am saying is true. You yourself must experience, and whatever I have shared with you, put that into practice and then see the outcome. And for the outcome, you don't need to wait for years to come. You can see the outcome of right procedure, right method. If you will follow the way I advise you, within 3 months you can see things will start changing. So that is the power of evaluating your method for your mental well-being to do and adopt and achieve total well-being, and especially the mental well-being if we are suffering from those problems. That's what Ayurveda has to say. The last thing I will share with you, if those who are keen for their well-being journey, or they are looking for the right method and are getting frustrated that we are using different kind of techniques, methods, diets for my physical and mental well-being, and I'm not able to get anywhere, they must download even today an app which is known as Chit Yog Sadhana app, which is available on both phone, Android and Apple. What this app will help you to understand, it will give you a subtle message that well-being is not a one-day game. Well-being at a whatever level is not something that you can do, okay, I have a time today, I can do something, I don't have time for next week, I won't do that. That's the way it does not work. That app help you that consistent regularity and the totality of all those regimes and procedure one need to follow regularly, and you can evaluate your effort on a regular way. You don't need to wait for anything. At the end of 30 days, because 30 days is in a time frame, in 30 days you can see whether you are able to go to the next stage or not. If your method, if your procedure, if your effort has not been done consistently, regularity and in totality, it won't let you go to the next stage. And that is where the beauty of this app is. It walk along with you. It is your guide. It is your sport. It is your mentor. And there are 6 stages. And once you are able to hit the 6th stage, you will able to recognize yourself, that what actually who I am. And when you're really able to see who you are, then you will learn the worth of you being in this universe. Then you will able to see the power you are carrying, because each one of us is a sense of that supreme. And when we say that supreme is so powerful, so much abundance of energy and peace and sereneness is in that supreme, it all can come to that individual, means us, by following right method. And that's the only message I will say. Never follow anything blindly, never keep doing anything without assessing it. Whatever you are doing, must assess, must evaluate that whether it is doing good to me or not. So that's the message for today's talk. Thanks everyone.